right there in my presence. The teacher printed out different shapes, and the task is for the children to cut that shape and transform it into another shape.
Wow, nice. Using shape to generate
To generate another shape, metamorphosize it to another, from one form to another, and from that another into another.
Hello, beautiful friends. How are you today? This is another episode from Obieze and
Lola.
It's been a while on this channel. Yeah, and on today's episode, we are bringing you something very, very interesting, and we're promising it's going to be enticing, exciting, and you're going to love it. On your one and only Obieze and Lola. You're welcome back. So tune in with us and then listen and hear from us. We have a lot to dish out today, so let's go. Obieze is here today to tell us some of the things we need to know about UK education system. You know, in our previous videos, just that video you can see there, we talked about bringing you updates about UK education system, how it works. Being that he's a teacher in the UK and a teacher back home in Nigeria, so we are going to bring you an update about some of the things you need to know with the education system in the UK, and then we can relate and then compare with some of the things we see back home. Then from there, you get to hear a lot of things, and from myself too. So let's go.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lola. It's been an amazing experience to have the opportunity to teach here in the UK, and I have a lot of things I've observed, a lot of things to share based on my experience. So there's a bit or a very big difference, between the one I witnessed, the one I experienced in Nigeria, and the one I'm experiencing here. I found out that UK education curriculum or system focuses mainly on creating solutions to problems, finding a way to resolve issues, challenges, and as well creating things into existence. Not mainly theoretically, just like the experience I had back home. It was mainly theoretical. It was, some of the things we teach, sometimes we don't have access to it. We don't even have practical reality of it, or even an evidence to show. For instance, when you are teaching about animals or whatever, as a teacher, you need to show the children, this is elephant we are talking about, this is that, this is that. And most times you find it difficult that some schools will teach those things. Some will teach and go for school. So schools that have the money, and the parents can finance it, but some will teach it without going for excursion. Unlike here in the UK, here is full of activities that in the school you find out that the practical experience of what you are teaching is what counts most, not even theoretical aspect of it. So I've been privileged to teach many courses, and I can tell you that everything is based on practical experience and creating things into existence.
Oh, that's interesting.
I said, like I told you, like I went to a school to teach mathematics, for instance. I was expecting that maybe the groundwork will be algebraic equation you solve and fill one board, and you go to the other side and fill the board, and children will be writing. You will explain this is how to derive equation or this algebraic equation and all that. But I was surprised, when I saw the work to teach, the task. The teacher printed out different shapes, and the task is for the children to cut that shape and transform it into another shape.
Wow, nice. Using shape to
generate another shape, metamorphosize it to another, from one form to another, and from that another into another.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It makes it practical, and what I'm telling you, everyone has to pick the scissors and begin to create that shape, made different shapes based on what they feel that shape can produce. And when you look at it, in fact, it's fantastic.
And that is mathematics for you.
That's mathematics. So it's not even about It's not any other subject. I mean, mathematics.
Well, wait. So these children, like the students, are they like the primary students?
No, it's secondary. I don't teach primary school. I don't know how to teach primary school. It's secondary. What I'm telling you.
Is it high class now?
Like this class I'm talking about is SS1, SS2. Oh. Nothing like, you know, too much theory, writing formula, you know, going to study maths, struggle with equation, calculation, and all. But they do calculations on it, but it's based on creating solutions to problem. I mean, analysis. You know, in this world we need data analysts. I mean, these are the things they focus mainly on, how to use calculation, solve problems, not necessarily, you know, solve equations and all that. No, I mean, this is just mathematics. Last 2 weeks also, I was assigned to teach ICT. I was so surprised to see, my eyes can't believe it. Meanwhile, in each school in UK, every student has access to a computer system. Okay. In fact, in one of the schools I went to teach, all the students, I didn't say some, all the students, as soon as you register in the school, you are given an iPad that you use. In fact, the iPad is where you make your notes. The iPad is where you solve your assignments. In fact, they created a portal where you can do your assignment and submit. The teacher will access your assignment from his own portal, from his own, you know, account. You write, you submit, and the teacher, being your teacher, it is coded in a way the teacher has access to it and can go and access you from there. In fact, things were made easy. In that school, when I was assigned to teach that ICT, then we got into the room, and when I say ICT, it's not about, you know, writing on the board, different generation of computer, write full note, you write this and that, window 1, window to 10. This one innovated window 10. At this year, it expired. They innovated another one. That is, no. Immediately, it is ICT. Even the children, they know where to go. Everyone ran into the computer room. Each one on his desktop, log in and saw what to do. My dear, I can tell you, at that level, JSS3, I think that was JSS3, junior class, they were able to create website right there in my presence. Wow. Because the task was to follow a particular procedure, and the procedure is given as a lesson. Click here, go here, go here, and the piece of work is planned in a way that when you look at that procedure, that steps, you can easily follow the instruction and create things into existence. So I was there supervising them. These children created websites right there in my presence. But this website design or creation is what, after school, someone said, I want to do this. You go and register. You want to do computer lesson, you go and register for it, and go, the person will charge you. You pay for it and learn how to create websites.
How to even type.
And some will even register online to go for extra lessons on how to do that. In fact, me that is telling you now, after my school, I have to register computer center, where I obtained computer training and got diploma in it. But we ran a curriculum. I graduated from a school. All through the time in that school, we learned computer science as a subject, but there was no practical demonstration where we can get knowledge of those theoretical things we have written in our books. So I have to, after graduation, register for special computer training, where I obtained my diploma.
You still have to go for extra course, like training, to know how to even type on the computer and know how to do your web designing and all of that.
That's why back there in Nigeria, you see some students, even it's not an insult, but it may amaze you that a university graduate can boldly tell you, I don't have knowledge of computer. I don't have, you teach me how to do it, I don't have knowledge of computer. And it's not even her fault, because she is not exposed to it. Okay, now just imagine a JSS2, JSS3 creating a website with a desktop. Then what happens when he or she gets to SS1, SS2, or even university? I mean, they become computer guru, pro. In fact, if there's anything more than pro, they will update to that point. So it's because of exposure. So they focus mainly on creating things into art and problem solving. They believe heavily on this is a challenge. Okay, these people that are disabled now, how will they be climbing step? Is it possible for a disabled person to climb step with his wheelchair or that? It's not possible. Let's find a solution to this. And that's why you see today there is what we call lift. It's by creating, it's a different thing here. What they will think is that, what do we do now to bring this thing into existence? And that thing that will bring into existence will help solve this problem. That is why their work mainly focus on creating solutions. When I visited, there was a subject I taught in technology department. I mean, when I say technology, I mean technology is not the theory we used to teach in Nigeria. I mean, when I was a head teacher in one of the schools in Nigeria, I was helping to teach my students. So I even taught science and technology, and these things I taught was based on textbook and theoretical aspect. But here you don't need to stress yourself cramming theories. The room science and technology is equipped to the brim. I mean, there is nothing that is lacking in that department. In fact, if you visit there, you'll be amazed. I mean this is secondary school, not even university. Students who are interested to be into technology, carpenters, whatever, if you see them working in that technology room, they produce upholstery, they produce chairs, they carve different kind of things, with the equipment available to them. So they do that easily. The teacher is there who is an expert, supervising, telling them how to do this, we see all these designs, we see, sometimes you see our people struggling with, they have some technology that when you pass that plank through there, it gives you the design without stress. All they need is, this is how to put it, make sure that it stops here and it starts here and this and that, position it in this way, they press, everything is done without stress. And you see children, they are at that level in secondary school producing designed chairs, very beautiful and transformed. And
this is really interesting. You see, that's when they, like, after school, some of them just don't want to further go to university because they've decided from secondary school they've learned some crafts, some skills which they want to engage in, focus on, so they don't have to go to uni to get those experiences again, because they've learned the skills they need for them to be useful in life. Some of them that wants to be builders, that is from secondary school, they learn all those skills. Some of them that want to do any sort of engineering course, you see them venturing straight into that, like going straight to do, if they're doing civil engineering, you see them going to construction site and all of that, because they've already gathered the knowledge right from secondary school.
When my first job, there was my manager called me and said, Silva, can you do this job? Why he asked that question? Because he saw my CV, I have BSc and that, and most of the technicians in that company, most of them are not graduates. But he was afraid if they can pay me because I'm a graduate. And I said, yes, I will do it. Yes. Oh, really? He said, okay. Because to them, they believe that I've acquired what most of them, some of them that are professors have not, they don't have it. But when you come to practical aspect, these guys are good. In fact, the way they handle system, the way they handle equipments, in fact, that is a graduate that have my qualification, my CV. I struggle with doing those things, but they do it easily. Why? It's just because of this exposure for secondary school level. And I have some things to experience to share, because you see some of them in the class, they don't pay attention when you are teaching them things on theory, but when you delve into practical, you will see the lion in them will rise. In fact, the system is designed to promote talents. It's very debilitating. During the time I was in school, people are encouraged to go to school and at least go and acquire. In fact, do any course, you get work. In fact, if you study this one, I know somebody that studied this, but he's working in social place. He studied mass communication, but he's working in a refinery.
That's a sad reality.
That is, I said, that's a sad reality. Yeah, you said it well. And you see, in Nigeria, for instance, you can study that mass communication and end up being a chemical engineer.
But there's somebody to give you the work.
So because you have somebody that will give you the work. In fact, what we do is not to teach you, you go. But here, those children, their talent are being discovered very early.
Very early.
Some of them are not interested in theory and whatever you're saying, but if you see them practicing a particular thing, you know that this is where they belong.
And that's why they just go
In fact,
to it.
to go further and study about it
They don't
becomes stressful to them
Very
because
stressful.
they have from secondary school been exposed to it and have acquired skills.
I remember, sometimes they start early. Not even sometimes. Yeah, you see some of them saying, I started working when I was 17.
Yes.
After college, after the high school, they just don't want to go further to uni because they've already developed the skill they need. They already know what they want to do in their life.
Yes.
You see them going straight to that particular field and you see them excelling. When you ask somebody, when did you start working? Person will be like, I started working when I was 17. When I was 18, you'll be like, wow. And then I was still in school, like trying to get admission to do stuff. And then after studying in the uni back home, you still see people carrying files looking for job. You see, that's why I said in my last video, just look at this video there, you will see I was just trying to encourage people to come abroad. It must not be particularly the UK, socialize, travel abroad. Traveling is good. When you look at your country, you're not getting what you need. You just do it for your children, at least. Do it for the sake of your children, so that what you pass through, like trying to study, trying to discover yourself, your talent and all of that, your children won't suffer the same thing. So just dive into this video. You will see where I was encouraging people to take both steps, travel abroad, discover talent, your children's talent, discover your own talent, do what you can, don't get discouraged. That was just the main emphasis on this video. So just watch the video and then see for yourself.
Going further, in fact, a quite different thing from my own country's reality, because
And I wish we could do
there is
better.
need for improvement.
Yeah.
But the truth is that there is no limitation to improvement.
There is.
In Nigeria, there is no limitation to improvement. We are not mocking our system, but we are pained because there is opportunity for improvement. One of my friends in Germany is doing masters. He made a short video displaying equipments in the physics laboratory settings, and he lamented, when will Nigeria be like this? But I can tell you that there is no government in Nigeria, Imo State, Abia State, in fact, federal government, in fact, any minister of education that comes to Europe or any Asian country or even China and tell them, I want to buy these equipments for practicals, for people of my state to have practical experience realities in their studies. And that European country or Asian country or anywhere say, no, I won't give you this because you are a Nigerian. It's not possible. So why is it like this? It's because our people don't value education.
I don't know.
They don't invest in education.
That's just the thing.
That is the problem. This is just investment. Okay, in that school, I told you that all the students have their iPad. Is it not money? When you go to ICT room and different, sub rooms where you see all manner of computer system and technology and equipment. I've never taught in any school here you see a classroom without projector. You may not even stress to teach. You will sit down and project the things and be teaching while sitting down. Don't stress yourself. Most times you are teaching the children have the work. What you are teaching, they have it in their system. It has already been inputted in their own portal. What they need to do is to log in, click on that day's lesson. The course you are teaching, you are protecting is there with them. They are seeing it.
And then you're explaining.
And you're explaining. Makes it very simple. And there is no limitation for that improvement in our country. I can tell you that Nigeria has the money to get these things done. Why we are behind is because of choice our leaders have made. There is nobody in Nigeria, for instance, you would ask him, do you want your children to study abroad or do you want to study abroad? And he will tell you, no. The reason why our people are migrating from Nigeria to study in the UK, for instance, is not just to migrate. Is to get a quality education. I can tell you there is a quality education here, different from the one we have.
And do you know back home we stress more when it comes to education?
Yes.
It's not like our education system is for no. We actually study, we try, we go to, we stress.
We do more work. It's starting. We do work. How can someone
when we're talking about the quality education here, you're getting in touch with reality. You are seeing the reality of what you're studying. But back home, because of lack of equipment, because of lack of the expertise needed for each course, each module, you see us stressing more. But at the end of the day, you still see us coming out brilliant, coming out very intelligent, and all of that.
So next time, I will still talk about my age, but to cap this video, this section, I know we're happy that you're listening to us. We're happy that you have spent time with us. I want to say something about the disadvantage of what we have just said. Do you know that it's because of this reality, because of this dependence on science and the practical creation of solutions to problems, made most of the people, most of the children in this setting have, if not 100% dependence on science and reality, not spirituality. It becomes a doubt in the mind of many children. In fact, in the next video, I will tell you what I encountered while teaching religion in one of the schools. I will give you you will laugh. In fact, you will laugh. A question a student asked me. In the next video, I will bring it up. I will also get your view on that. You will find out that there is total dependence on science and practical reality, not spirituality. Most of our people believe in what they can do, and then what they cannot do, God will do it. That's our belief. In fact, what God cannot do does not exist. But that notion, that assertion cannot run in the mind of a student here. In fact, what they believe is what they cannot do does not exist. I was discussing with one of my colleagues. He asked me, do you believe God exists? Within that context, I told him, based on my experience as a Christian and all that. He asked me, have I ever been in a problem? I asked God, God help me create solution to that problem. I answered yes, a kind of. But he told me that, I asked him, don't you pray? He said, what is prayer? I don't pray. I don't pray. Pray how? What? Because he believes that, okay, this is a problem, he looks for practical solution and they get it. He doesn't believe that God can do anything for him. It becomes a problem in the mind of students here. Somebody that came from my background will say, this is a very big problem because we believe God exists, God Almighty can help, can do this. That is why when you see some of the children talking, God doesn't exist, it's because of they have not seen something they can call a miracle. Because what seems to be a miracle to them is creating something into existence. So in my own observation, I would say that it's a problem, but it's not a problem to them. It's not a problem to maybe you that is watching. I may also be wrong that it's a problem. So it depends. Maybe in the next video we'll talk about that better. But what I want you to understand now is that there is a very big gap between what I know to be education in my country and what I have seen to be education here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy that you followed us to this point. We will see you in the next video. Thank you for being with us. Lola, what do you have to tell our house?
I feel so bad. I feel it's obviously a sad reality, and I wish and I think my country can do better because there's no limitation to what we can achieve. It's all about our mindset, all about what we've determined and to do for ourselves. It's not easy, and it's not still gonna be easy. The gap is too much, the difference is too much. So talking about education here is a lot, is a whole lot to think about, to talk about, and when you compare it to what we know. But in all, it is what it is. But I think we can do better. And this is me telling you that keep subscribing to our channel. We're obviously going to keep bringing you intelligent, beautiful content, educational ones, and everything you can think about. We love you. Subscribe, like, and share from Obese and
Lola.
See you in the next one.